All
right. All right. First and foremost, we give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh. Name is only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, who the world called Christ. Late class. We were having a lot of fun this week, guys. A lot of fun. Most High Yahweh. Yeah, a lot of pre-Passover fun heading into this Poseidon. A lot of fun, man. I mean, the Lord, He's just so gracious. He allows us to have this much fun. You know what I mean? with these false doctrines. So we had a debate. Many of y'all seen it this past it was Tuesday night class. We had a debate on the name Ahia, the name of Ahia versus the name of Yahweh.
Which also, you brothers got to check this out. The strong chief priest, he did a video some time ago where he actually went into the studio and recorded the audio of each name. Yahweh, Ahia, Yeshua, Yahuwah, and the name that gave out the strongest vibration was, of course, I'm talking about on the audio scale.
Yeah, when you look at the waves of it,
it was Yahweh. It's past the name. Check that video out.
Hey, period. That's it. Period. Right.
What's the name of that video?
Man, I don't even know, to be honest. I forget what I call it.
We might repost it because it's time to push the true
push name.
The name
out again. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me try to share this on Facebook real quick. Oh yeah, super chat. The super chat option is available, so don't forget to send a super chat.
Show some love.
Okay.
Keep the ministry going.
We got the Passat coming up. You know, we need everything. We need everything right now. Oh shit. Let me see. Are we back? Yeah, we back. Still like a year. The Wi-Fi just RIP real quick.
Black power pack.
So like a to it.
Bottom of the floor on the passenger side.
But yeah, so we had that debate. Dude just got really emotional. There's something that he wanted us to address. He wanted us to address three things. Two of the things were totally addressed on the actual debate. So we're gonna deal with one thing, okay? Because this is something that's kind of people are in the dark about. So through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, we kind of just seek the Lord, and we're gonna bring out these scriptures that provide understanding. Give me Exodus 3.
Book of Exodus chapter 6 verse 3.
Read.
And I appeared unto Abraham.
I appeared unto Abraham. Read on.
And unto Isaac.
And unto Isaac. Read on.
And unto Jacob. By the name of God Almighty.
The name of God Almighty, or Al-Shaddai, or El Shaddai in the Hebrew. It says he appeared unto Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob by the name of God Almighty, or Al-Shaddai. Read on.
But by my name Yahweh.
But by the name Yahweh. Read on.
Was I not known to them?
So people will go to the scripture and they will assert that this means that anytime the name Yahweh appears in the Bible prior to Exodus the 3rd chapter would have to be an injection, thus rendering the name injected anytime you see it and can't be the name. All of this is highly false. Okay. And in context, because in truth, the answer is right in the chapter. If you don't even leave Exodus 6, you get full understanding of what it is. But we're going to take you back first before we do it. So read that again.
Book of Exodus chapter 6 verse 3. And I appeared unto Abraham and unto Isaac and unto Jacob.
Read on.
By the name of God Almighty.
By the name of God Almighty. Read on.
But by my name Yahweh was I not known to them.
Let's go to Genesis 4 and 26. We're going to stay in Genesis for this. It's going to be very simple. He said, the Most High said he was not known to them by the name Yahweh, but by the name Alashaj. Right? So let's go to that, Genesis 4 and 26.
Book of Genesis, chapter 4, verse 26.
Read.
And to Seth, to him also there was born a son, and he called his name Enos.
Read on.
Then began men to call upon the name of Yahweh.
You see that? So the name of the Lord was already being called upon going back to the book of Genesis when Seth had Enoch. That's what it say, plain and simple. So whatever you say the name is, it had to be known prior to Egypt and the Exodus. It had to be known clearly because of that. Read it again.
Book of Genesis, chapter 4, verse 26. And to Seth, to him there was born a son, and he called his name Enos.
He called his name Enos. Read on.
Then began men to call upon the name of Yahweh.
So we can say emphatically, by this point in time, people knew the name. It was well known. We're going to further prove it. Let's now go to Genesis 9. Start at 24, read to 26.
Book of Genesis, chapter 9, verse 24. And Noah awoke from his wine.
Read on.
And knew what his younger son had done unto him.
This is the deal with Ham, right? Read on.
And he said, cursed be Canaan.
Cursed be Canaan. He is cursing Ham's son. He said, cursed be Canaan. Read on.
A servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren.
Read on.
And he said, blessed be Yahweh, the power of Shem.
You see that? He said, Yahweh, the power of Shem. So Noah, after they come out the flood, is calling upon the name of the Most High and saying he is the God of Shem. Of course, Shem begats Eber, which is where you get Hebrew from, who begat Abraham, you know, all the way down to Isaac and Jacob. You see what I'm saying? So he gave that prophecy and said, look, God, the Most High, he's going to be with one of Shem's descendants, of course, which went down against Eber, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? Go ahead.
And Canaan shall be his servant.
And Canaan shall be his servant, right? So as we see there, Noah knew the name, and in the time of Enoch, they were calling upon the name. Let's now go to Genesis 13 and 4.
Book of Genesis, chapter 13, verse 4. And unto the place of the altar, which he had made there at the first. And there Abram,
this is before he's even Abraham. He's still Abram, right? Read on.
Called on the name of Yahweh.
See, he's calling on that name, right? Go ahead.
Keep going.
Oh, that's it on that?
That was it on that.
Okay, now let's go back to Exodus 6 and 3. Well, let's take into consideration we read in Genesis 4, in Genesis 9, and Genesis 13, right? Read that again.
Book of Exodus, chapter 6, verse 3. And I appeared unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob.
Read on.
By the name of God Almighty.
Read on.
But by my name Yahweh was I not known to them.
So how is that possible? How is it possible? That's the question. Let's go to Genesis 17 and read 1 to 2. We're going to show you how it's possible that these men called on the name but didn't know him by that name, right? So read.
Book of Genesis, chapter 17, verse 1. And when Abram was 90 years old and 9,
read.
Yahweh appeared unto Abraham.
Yahweh appeared unto Abram. Read.
And said unto him, I am the Almighty God.
I am Alashadja. So Yahweh appeared unto him, but called himself God Almighty. It's Yahweh, but he's referring to himself as God Almighty through the medium, of course, that he's using. Right? Read on.
Walk before me and be thou perfect.
Read.
And I will make my covenant between me and thee.
This is the key right here. The reason why they didn't know him as Yahweh is because the covenant was made with Alashadja. He said, I am God Almighty, then went into the covenant, right? Go ahead.
It says, and will multiply thee exceedingly. And Abram fell on his face.
And that's how they knew him, when that covenant was made with them. Read on.
It says, and God talked with him, saying, as for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations.
You see that? So this is when Abraham knew him by, because a covenant was made with him. An agreement was made. Let's further prove it. Let's go to Genesis 28, and I want you to read 21, and this is going to really bring the point home, right?
(10 to 21). Genesis chapter 28, verse 10.
Read.
And Jacob went out from Beersheba.
This is our father Jacob, right? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He appeared unto him as El Shaddai or Alashajah, but by Yahweh they did not know him, right? Go ahead.
And went toward Haran.
Uh-huh.
And he lightened upon a certain place,
Uh-huh.
and tarried there all night.
That's right.
Because the sun was set.
Uh-huh.
And he took of the stones of that place,
Uh-huh.
and put them for pillows,
Mm-hmm.
and lay down in that place to sleep.
Go ahead.
And he dreamed, and behold, a ladder set up upon the earth.
This is where you get Jacob's ladder from. 10 to the 21st verse in Genesis 28. So this is where you get Jacob's ladder from. He's dreaming and he's seeing a ladder, right? Read on.
It says, and the top of it reached to heaven.
Uh-huh.
And behold, the angels of God ascended and descended.
So he was watching the angels coming up and down, right, in the earth. Go ahead.
And behold, the Lord stood above it. Or excuse me. And behold, Yahweh stood above it.
Uh-huh.
And said.
It said Yahweh stood above it. Now read.
I am Yahweh.
Uh-huh. Now he's telling him, I am Yahweh. But wait a minute. So if he's appearing unto him and declaring his name as Yahweh, wouldn't that mean he knew him by Yahweh? One may think that, but as we keep reading, it's going to be clear. Go ahead.
I am Yahweh, the power of Abraham thy father, and the power of Isaac. The land whereon thou liest, to thee will I give it.
He's in Israel. He's in Jerusalem right now. This is where our father is, but it's not called Jerusalem. It's just a place. It's just barren. Ain't nobody there. He's using rocks to sleep on. It ain't Jerusalem yet. But the Most High is he's saying, look, this is going to be your land. Read on.
And thy seed shall be as the dust of the earth.
And I'm going to multiply you. Read on.
And thou shalt spread abroad to the west and to the east.
That's right. You're going to go, because that's just the capital. You're going to spread abroad to the west and to the east. Our inheritance. Read on.
And to the north and to the south. And in thee shall all the families of the earth be blessed.
Read on.
And behold, I am with thee.
I am with thee. Read on.
And will keep thee in all places whither thou goest.
Go ahead.
And will bring thee again into this land.
And I will bring you again into this land. Right? Read on.
For I will not leave thee until I have done that which I spoken of thee.
Now watch this. Go ahead.
And Jacob awake out of his sleep.
So he's woke up out of this heavy dream. And what did he say? Go ahead.
Surely Yahweh is in this place.
Yahweh is there for sure. He appeared to me there. I saw the angels there. He is in this place. But read.
And I knew it not.
And wait, and he knew it not. He didn't know that was Yahweh's place. Read on.
And he was afraid. And said, how dreadful is this place?
It's scary to be here because God is there.
All right, so he basically was in the Holy Land, but didn't know he was in the Holy Land.
Yeah, he had no idea.
Had a dream of the angels ascending.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead. He's in the site of where the temple is built. That's where he's at. Before the temple is built, he's right there. Right? So read.
Surely Yahweh is in this place, and I knew it not. And he was afraid and said, how dreadful is this place? This is none other but the house of God.
This is the house of God right there. Read on.
And this is the gate of heaven. And Jacob rose up early in the morning and took the stone that he had put for his pillows and set it up for a pillar and poured oil upon the top of it.
Read on.
And he called the name of that place Bethel.
Bethel, which is Bayath Allah, which means the house of God. Read on.
But the name of that city was called Luz at first.
At first. Who called it Luz? The Canaanites called it Luz. That's who possessed it. Go ahead.
And Jacob vowed a vow, saying.
He vowed a vow. Now, this is where how we understand how Jacob didn't know the Most High by Yahweh, even though he called himself Yahweh when he appeared. Watch this. Go ahead.
It says, and Jacob vowed a vow, saying, if God will be with me and will keep me in this way that I go.
Read.
And will give me bread to eat and raiment to put on.
Read on.
So that I come again to my father's house in peace. Then shall Yahweh be my God.
You see that? Yahweh spoke to him, and told him these things. But he said, if Yahweh does what he said, then Yahweh will be my God. So he didn't know him for sure yet. You see what I'm saying? Just like if you meet somebody, does that mean you know him because you met a guy, he told you his name? That means you know him now. That means you're going to let him stay the night at your house? Leave him alone with your girlfriend? Of course not, right? So now, is that it on that? Let's go back to Exodus 6. Start at 1 for the full context. We go all the way back to 8. So that's what it means. He made the covenants with our forefathers as Alashajah. So, even Jacob was saying, okay, if he does good on all this, which part of that is multiplying his seed exceedingly, then I will know Yahweh is my God. That is something that came to pass in Egypt when we came out of Egypt. when we were such a big multitude, right? But now we're gonna just read this, because right here in 6, it's gonna tell you exactly what it means. It's gonna just further the pointing. So start at 1. Let's read the 8. Go ahead.
Exodus chapter
All
6.
guys got to do is keep reading. You see what I'm saying?
Exodus chapter 6, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
It says, Then Yahweh said unto him, Now shalt thou see what I will do to Pharaoh.
Uh-huh.
For with a strong
You see that?
hand,
Now you shall see what I shall do to Pharaoh. Okay? It's just this is not complicated, man. Let's say like you hang out with somebody. Let's say we were young, we in high school. It's somebody new coming around you, right? He got to prove himself. We ain't going, I don't know who you is. I don't know if something happens, you're going to be riding. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if we get jammed up, you're going to tell on us. You see what I'm saying? You have to prove yourself. So what Yahweh is saying is, look, I'm about to prove myself to y'all. Your father Jacob said he's going to have to prove himself, then he will be my God. He's telling Moses, I'm getting ready to prove myself so you know me. Read.
When you go into the word name, if you know it's Shem, it says reputation, fame, and glory. Mm-hmm. So that reputation, fame, and glory that he had given was known by Alashadji, yeah. Not so much Yahweh.
Doing all that because we know it means that it's terrible. He's devastating. No, he's known for devastating people. His reputation was just killing people. Sodom and Gomorrah. You see what I'm saying? That's his reputation, killing people. Right? And his reputation is still killing people with Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people died in Egypt. But at this point, they know it's Yahweh. You see what I'm saying? That's why even Pharaoh said, who is Yahweh that I've got to listen to him? He found out who Yahweh was. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Start back from the top. Mm-hmm. It says, Exodus 6:1. Then Yahweh said unto Moses, Now shalt thou see what I will do to Pharaoh, mm-hmm. For with a strong hand shall he let them go, and with the strong hand shall he drive them out of this land.
Go ahead.
And it says, and God spake unto Moses and said unto him, I am Yahweh. I appeared unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob by the name of God Almighty.
By the name of Alashadji, read on.
But by my name Yahweh was I not known.
They didn't quite know me by Yahweh. I didn't really show them as Yahweh. So Abraham saw Sodom and Gomorrah get destroyed. Alashadji did that. Alashadji made the covenant with him. And he made good on covenant because what did they do? He circumcised himself, right? So they made that covenant was made. The covenant with Jacob was not made yet. They only talked about it in that dream, right? So go ahead.
It says, but by my name Yahweh was I not known to them, and I have also established my covenant with them.
He said they didn't know yet. Right, read on.
To give them the land of Canaan, the land of their pilgrimage,
which he hadn't given them yet. He's gonna give them now. So that's how you know him as Yahweh, because he's doing when he said Jacob gonna come back to this land and have it and stretch out to the east and west. That didn't happen. Jacob came back into Canaan, but we lived there amongst the Hamites. Why do you think Jacob got so upset? Matter of fact, give me hold that. Somebody give me Genesis 49 real quick. Give me Genesis 49 and 5. Go ahead.
Genesis chapter 49, verse 5. Simeon and Levi.
Simeon and Levi, the so-called Dominican, so-called Haitian. Read on.
Our brethren.
Our brethren. Read on.
Instruments of cruelty are in their habitation.
Read on.
O my soul, come not thou into their secret, unto their assembly, my honor. Be not thou united, for in their anger they slew a man.
We know that's talking about be not united, how they not united on the island. We're not united. Read to 8. I mean, Salaki, to 7. Go ahead.
Come. For in their anger they slew a man, and in their self-will they dig down a wall.
That's right. Go ahead.
Cursed be their anger.
You see that? Go ahead.
For it was fierce.
This is Jacob speaking to Simeon and Levi, and he's upset with them. Why is he upset with them? Who knows why he's so upset with Simeon and Levi? They started trouble on the block with the Canaanites. The same way that if you move to a block full of white people and you're always throwing rocks at people's houses and ding-dong and beating the little kids up, take it from me sometimes, I don't know, I spent a couple years in white neighborhoods, then it's all bad on you. It's reflecting negative on the parent. Now you got trouble on where you live at, right? Go ahead.
Cursed be their anger, for it was fierce, and their wrath, for it was cruel.
Go ahead.
I will divide them in Jacob and scatter them in Israel.
Okay, so get Genesis 34 and 30.
God.
Watch what Jacob said when it first happened. Go ahead.
Book of Genesis, chapter 34, verse 30. And Jacob said unto Simeon and Levi, have troubled me to make me to stink among the land.
You see that? If this was Jacob's land, if the Most High fully made good on his promise, he wouldn't be worried about his name stinking amongst the inhabitants of the land. It would be no point because it's his land, but it's not. The Hamites is running this land still. Go ahead. It's going to tell you. Go ahead.
Among the Canaanites and the Perizzites, and I being few in number.
He's not the sand of the sea yet. So that hasn't made good. So Jacob doesn't know for sure Yahweh is his God. Yahweh is going to prove himself, but he's not doing this until Moses comes. Go ahead.
God, they shall gather themselves together against me and slay me.
So he's worried. He said, these Hamites, they're going to come and kill me behind y'all killing all these people. They went into this whole village and killed all of them. You see what I'm saying? So he just knew for sure the Hamites was going to get some get back. But Yahweh, of course, didn't allow that to occur. Go ahead.
God, and I shall be destroyed, I and my house. And they said, should he deal with our sisters as with an harlot?
So that's what he said. He said, my sister ain't just no hoe. You see what I'm saying? That you just going to be piping on my sister. That's what he had. Like, go ahead.
Is this the story where their guy took him down? You know what I'm saying? They told them to go get
circumcised
and stuff, and then he killed them all.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what. And Jacob was hot about it. You see what I'm saying? Because of the trouble that it caused, of course, in the neighborhood, right? So that what does that prove? That Jacob hadn't inherited that land yet. All
right. So when the other people that came to give him, I always had a question on this, but when the other people that came to give him silver and stuff for the woman, so on and so forth, and he basically gave him was the brothers wrong for wanting to put vengeance on them?
Technically, yes. Technically, no. Number one reason is our sister, we the first Israelites at that point. It's 12 brothers and a sister. She can't marry anybody she marries is going to be a heathen. There's nobody for her to marry that's Israelite. Of course, that would be incest. She can't do it. So she has to marry heathen. Simeon and Levi, we wasn't going for it. We didn't like the whole idea, especially with the Canaanites, because we knew we weren't supposed to deal with the Canaanites. This was Abraham told his son, don't deal with no Canaanite. Isaac told Jacob and Esau, do not deal with no Canaanites. Remember, and Esau went and ran straight to the Canaanite women and got them. But that goes all the way back to what we read earlier when it said, cursed be Canaan. You see, because we knew our forefather Noah put a curse on Canaan, so we weren't trying to deal with them, right? So because of that, that's why Simeon and Levi were so, and they're like, man, they treating her like she just, basically they looked at it wrong the way the whole situation came about. She was over there, you know what I'm saying? They had sex, and he didn't like, you know, the brothers ain't like it. Just like any two older brothers is not going to like it once they find out their sisters is sexually active. You see what I'm saying?
So it wasn't that she got raped.
No, she didn't get raped. She didn't get raped. Yeah, because some people will say that, but it's not there that she got raped. They had sex with her, and because it says that he spoke sweetly unto her. You see, the Hamite, he was speaking sweetly unto her. So you're not speaking sweetly unto a girl that you're just gonna take it, and that's gonna be it. And of course, naturally, Jacob probably would have been more against it if that would have been the case where she was raped. You see what I'm saying? But
see, that's why I thought that they went and killed the motherfucker. I thought that she got raped, so niggas wanted to put vengeance on her.
And they just want to put vengeance because they're heathens. You see what I'm saying? That's all, you know. Which is, go ahead. Yes, sir.
You was making a point about how to make yourself known, to make a name known, right? So I want to read this. How does the Most High make his name known? Like the brother's going into, he makes his name known by his acts.
That's right.
And it's right here in the scriptures. Let me bring this out. Psalms 9:16. The Lord is known by the judgment which he executed.
And and this is what Yahweh is doing. If you read Exodus, he's setting a stage to make his name known. Pharaoh is great in the earth. Everybody loves Egypt, right? He's great in there. He's made an expansive empire, right? Most High said, here's how I'm gonna make my name known. I'm going to kill him in his army and free all these people up out of there. And then y'all gonna go into Canaan, y'all gonna kill thousands of people in Canaan. And this is how we gonna make our name known. This is how Israel, you think Israel was on the map? People ask to say, How do I find the Israelites on the walls in Egypt? How are you gonna find Israelites on the walls of Egypt? Are they there? But they ain't gonna say Israelites. We wasn't known as Israelites yet. We're just a group of niggas that went into Egypt and lived eventually enslaved. But they weren't looking at us like this is the nation of Israel. We were like a band of people. You see what I'm saying? We're not like you know, like gypsies. You see what I'm saying? We're like the gypsies. We live on the outskirts. We're disconnected from society. We're not the same as you. We don't speak the same language as you. You don't like us. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we are. So the Most High said, okay, we're setting this whole play up because we're getting ready to get a name. I'm going to put my name on, and I'm going to put y'all on. You see what I'm saying? With me, because I'm your God, right? So that's how the whole situation went down. Go ahead.
So like the brother saying, when he's saying, by the name Yahweh, they have not known me, they didn't see the judgments, they didn't see the actions, they didn't see the manifestation of that particular name. And I'm going to prove it again through Spirit. Psalms 105:1. Oh, give thanks unto Yahweh, call upon his name, make known, make known his deeds among the people.
Make that known. Because it's not like if you just say like this is a dude's name, you just saying a name. Well, what about him? Why are you saying his name like that? What's so great about him? Well, why all the people he killed in Egypt? You see what I'm saying? Then people begin to understand, oh, this is a great and mighty power. You see what I'm saying? You said what?
Psalms 105:1. And then I got one more.
Go ahead.
And then Psalms 106:8. Nevertheless, he saved them for his name's sake, that he might make his mighty power to be known. Equivocal precepts to Exodus 6:3.
So it's not right. It don't mean the name was just totally unheard of before that. It was inserted. No, it's not no like I know your name. You know what I mean? You got to do something memorable, right? So let's go back to that Exodus 6. And it's going to tell you right here in Exodus 6 if these Negroes would just keep reading. So go ahead.
We're at Exodus 6:4. And I have also established my covenant with them to give them the land of Canaan, the land of their pilgrimage, wherein they were strangers. And I children of Israel, whom the Egyptians keep in bondage, and I have remembered my covenant. Wherefore say unto the children of Israel.
He remembered his covenant. I mean, he didn't make good on his covenant yet, fully, but he remembered it when he heard our moans and groans from Egypt. Go ahead.
It says, and I have remembered my covenant. Wherefore say unto the children of Israel, I am Yahweh.
Tell them now, I am Yahweh. They know that name. They've heard it, but they haven't seen the power of it yet. And that's why, keep going. We're going to get Exodus 3 in a second. Go ahead.
And I will bring you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians, and I will rid you out of their bondage, and I will redeem you with a stretched out arm.
Go ahead.
And with great judgment.
Go ahead.
And I will take you to me for a people, and I will be to you a God, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh your God, which bringeth you out.
Hold on, start again. Start from the top. Go slow.
And I will take you to me for a people.
He's going to take us to him for a people. Officially now. Read on.
And I will be to you a God.
And he will be our God. Now remember, Jacob said, when he makes good on it, then I will know that he is my God. Right? Read.
And ye shall know that I
am. And ye shall wait. And you shall what?
No.
Ye shall what?
No.
Then after he brings us out of Egypt, then we shall know. Read.
That I am Yahweh your God.
You see that? That's what the know is. He didn't make himself known that way yet. It's literally that easy. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It says,
and you did a lot. You're dealing with the from Egypt, right?
Yeah, come.
Let me read this real quick.
Come.
Isaiah 19:20, which is dealing with this Egypt, but it applies to the past Egypt. Watch. It says, and it shall be for a sign and for a witness unto Yahweh of hosts in the land of Egypt, for they shall cry unto Yahweh because of the oppressors, which we were in ancient Egypt and even today. And he shall send them a savior and a great one, and he shall deliver them, and the Lord shall be known to Egypt. So that's how he makes himself known, by the great deliverance as ancient Egypt to this Egypt in America.
That's right. That's damn right. Go ahead. Back in Exodus 6 to 8.
It says, which bringeth you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians. Verse 8, and I will bring you in unto the land, concerning the which I did swear to give it to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, and I will give it you for an heritage. I am Yahweh.
And that's how he made himself known. Give me Psalms 41 and 11. Read Psalm 49 and 11. We get in 11, Salakia, and they get the precepts from there.
41 and 11. But this I know, that thou favorest me, because my enemies do not triumph over me.
You see that? That's how you know, because his enemies no longer triumph over him. That's how he knew Yahweh. Right? That's it on that? Okay, go to get your precepts some more and then get Exodus 3. Exodus 3, and we can start at 5.
God, because like the brother in the Aki have been saying, that's how the Most High makes himself known. When you see something that's done, especially that's something that's of divine nature, you can say, look, that's the hand of the Lord, right?
That's right.
And also shows his power, his might. Right?
Well, what do they call a damn hurricane once it gets on? It's the finger of God once it gets to a certain level.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because they know it's God doing it. They call it an act of God.
Right.
You know, like if you get tickets to an event, it'll even say on the ticket sometimes, you know, will be changed in the event of an act of God. You know what I mean? That's what they mean, a flood, a fire, an earthquake, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Go ahead.
Right, that's the hand of the Lord.
That's right.
The finger. Book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, verse 21. Therefore, behold, I will this once cause them to know, I will cause them to know my hand and my might, and they shall know that my name is Yahweh.
They shall know by his hand and by his might. So he wasn't letting them know by his hand and his might as Yahweh. He was doing it as Al-Shaja, or God Almighty. He said, now in Egypt, we put Yahweh on the map. That's all it is. So give me that in Exodus 3 real quick. And start at 5. We're going to read 5 to 6 and we'll skip to 14. Go ahead.
It's the book of Exodus chapter 3, verse 5.
And
he said, draw not nigh hither. Put off thy shoes from off thy feet, for the place wherein thou standest is holy ground. Verse 6. Moreover, he said, I am Yahweh of thy father.
You see that? Now, why would he say, I am Yahweh of thy father? As if that's supposed to, like, man, hey, I'm Bob, man. I used to work with your daddy. You know what I mean? Like, that's got to ring a bell. Right. I am Yahweh of thy father. He's not telling you, look, I'm the God of your father. And, you know, my name is Yahweh, and, you know, that's who I am. Introducing himself on a new basis. He's saying, no, I am the God of your father. It's what a tough, even Islam, right? We know about Islam. So when you hear about Islam, who knows what Mecca was doing before Islam came out? They worship a God for every day of the year. They had 365 gods. Right. But there was a chief god. That was the moon god. So when they invented Islam and they gave it to Muhammad to bring down there, he was saying the God I'm talking about, that's the one y'all already knew about, the moon god. That's why you see the moon and all that stuff. He's saying this guy really, he is a culmination of all these gods. So we don't need to worship all these gods. We just need to worship the one. And we're just going to give him the term of Allah, which literally just means God. You see what I'm saying? So when he came, when you read into the history of it, when he came, he said he wasn't bringing, if you just read the Quran and he's converting these people to Islam, he's not telling them, you can tell by the conversations he's having, about a new God. It's just a new concept that this God is the only one you need. You see what I'm saying? But he wasn't telling them about a new God. The same way right here, he's saying, I'm Yahweh of your father. Y'all heard the name. Go ahead.
Moreover,
y'all heard the name, but y'all don't really know. You done heard your daddy talk about this and that, but you don't really know this individual. Now you're getting ready to know him. Go ahead.
Exodus 3 and 6.
Moreover,
he said, I am Yahweh of thy father,
read on.
The God of Abraham, the God of Isaac,
read.
And the God of Jacob.
Read on.
And Moses hid his face.
No,
he was afraid to look upon God.
He was afraid now. Oh, that's you? I'm afraid. You the God of my fathers? I'm afraid because Jacob was afraid. Well, he said this is a frightful place. We read in Genesis 28. Skip to 14.
Verse 14.
Or 15. Read 15.
Verse 15. It says, and God said, moreover, unto Moses, thou shalt say unto the children of Israel.
Moses, this is what you go and tell the Israelites. Read.
Yahweh.
Read.
The power of your fathers.
You go and tell them Yahweh, the God of your fathers. If this is somebody they never heard of before, How is that? Who is it? Yahweh, the God of my father? I never heard of this Yahweh. How is he the God of my father? The God of my father is Alashajah, right? But no, they knew that name. He just didn't make himself known by mighty acts by that name. Go ahead.
It says, God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob.
The same one that Enoch them called on. The same one Noah called on. The same one Abraham called on. Read on.
Has sent me unto you.
This
is my name forever.
And this is my name forever. Right? Everything else is just a title. This is my name forever. Read on.
And this is my memorial to all generations.
And to all generations, my memorial is the name of Yahweh. He makes that blatantly clear right there. You see what I'm saying? Anybody saying anything contrary to that is a damn liar. Talking about insert things now, right? So that's it on that.
Yeah, let me bring
whatever precepts brothers got. Go ahead.
This is going back to how Exodus 6:3 is namely dealing with the deliverance from Egypt. This is Ezekiel 20:5. And say unto them, thus saith Yahweh, in the day when I chose Israel and lifted up mine hand unto the seed of the house of Jacob and made myself them in the land of Egypt, lifted up my hand unto them, saying, I am Yahweh your power. Verse 9. But I wrought for my name's sake that I should not be polluted before the heathen among whom they were, in whose sight I made myself known unto them in bringing them forth out of the land of Egypt. That's how he made his name known unto the Israelites, by bringing us out of ancient Egypt and delivering us magnificently and gloriously.
Yeah. Now, at that, our fathers didn't worship a God like the rest of these people. That's an idol. That's a statue that's made up. We knew we really worship a real God because we got delivered out of that place.
Right.
That's what makes him different than everything else. Period. He's the only living God. Ain't no other God of none of these heathens that can do anything for him. You calling on some wood. You see what I'm saying? That's madness, right? Any other precepts? Let's know that. Let me get I guess we start with Deuteronomy 23:17. Who's seen the movie Moonlight? You seen it? Anybody seen it?
No.
I've been seeing the previews for it. I've been wanting to see it for some time. I've never got around to seeing it. I heard some things about it. That movie. What's that other thing? That other movie? Stranger Things. The Johnson family, something like that.
I haven't watched it, so I don't know.
I mean, I keep hearing about it. Yeah.
Strange Johnsons.
The Strange Johnson, something like that. You heard about that? There's a major agenda being pushed. It's been pushed, but now they're like, this is on a whole new level. And what else? Is there another damn movie? It's a few movies. Give me Deuteronomy 23:7. They are pushing, and they gave this movie Moonlight all kind of awards. I'm talking about they getting praised. What did they just had the Oscars?
Yeah.
I've been seeing the previews for this. Go ahead.
What was the big thing? Moonlight won Oscars. It's like the Steve Harvey moment.
Moonlight, the moral of the story is Moonlight is about the story of a black faggot. That's what it's about. Same thing as this other Johnson family thing. So they're championing him for being a faggot. You know what I mean? This is the stranger thing about the John. I heard this damn Johnson. I don't want anybody to watch it. I've heard brothers told me what it was about. I'm not finna watch it. But apparently the kid is some type of incestuous faggot. You see what I'm saying on the stranger things about the Johnson, whatever the hell it is. We're literally
the strange
thing about the Johnson family.
About
the strange thing is the son has some type of homosexual crush on his father, and he rapes his daddy in the movie. Huh? But there's a lot of problems, you know, and there's a reason why they're pushing this stuff out. You see what I'm saying? To plant satanic seeds in the minds of our people. Period. That's all it's really about. Planting seeds in our mind. So give me Deuteronomy 23:17 first and foremost. Go ahead.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 23 verse 17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel.
Read on.
Nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel.
Nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. That is absolutely, positively despicable and disgusting. But when you're a homosexual, if you're a black homosexual and you're an actor or you play a black homosexual in a movie, you're going to get Academy Awards. You're going to see the type of success that you've never seen in your life because you're playing that part in the agenda. You want to be a successful screenplay writer? Write a black faggot into your movie, or play a woman. Put on a woman's attire. Don't worry. You're a black man in drag or a homosexual. You're going to get award. You're going to get paid. You're going to get paid on a level like you've never seen. You're going to be celebrated and championed in the world. You got so much courage. You got something?
Oh no.
Right? Oh yeah. Which he's a known faggot, Jamie Foxx. You see what I'm saying? It's sick and it's twisted and it's crazy. But this is what's going on. There's another scripture I want to get Revelations 18.
Yes, cool. I just read the storyline.
What of Moonlight?
On the strange.
Well, bring it out. Let's bring it out. Let's bring out Moonlight. Let's bring this out because I've been seeing this Moonlight look like it was good. Your cinematography is good. You know, brothers is in it. But then the God soldier and the God out of one hit me up and said, "Man, this dude is a faggot in the movie." You know what I'm saying? I said, "That's the moral of the story is he's gay." You know what I mean? That's the great triumphant black story. Why isn't Imperial Dreams getting championed? You see what I'm saying? This brother, a single father, right? Fresh out of jail, trying to do the right thing. Why isn't he getting championed for that? Of course not. They didn't bring that damn movie out for 3 years. This movie been sitting in somebody's truck for 3 years, and they finally put it on Netflix. Nobody cared about it, right? Go ahead.
This is
Why didn't Get Out get championed? White people crying about Get Out is racist. Well, so what? Is Get Out the only racist movie out? Okay, every damn Quentin Tarantino movie they make sure to say nigger in it. Who knows a Quentin Tarantino movie that they don't got nigger in it? Have you heard it? Well, I haven't seen all this movie. Go ahead.
I'm on the IMDb.
International Movie Database, acclaimed globally website. Go ahead.
This is the strange thing about the Johnsons. Storyline. The Johnsons are an attractive, well-to-do, upper-middle-class family. Sidney, husband, father, is a famous poet known and adored for his kindness and sensitivity. I'm going to jump down. Their son is a charismatic young man who has married to an equally appealing young woman. In fact, the only thing that separates the Johnsons from their charming friends and neighbors, Isaiah, the son, has been molesting Sidney, the father, since he was 12 years old.
So you mean to tell me, this is what they're trying to do to the black man on the TV. You mean to tell me a 12-year-old boy is molesting his father? Come on, man. You at 12 years old, At 12 years old, what the hell can you possibly do to your dad other than get beat down? You can't do anything. You mean
that age of accountability?
Yeah, exactly. So then they put him right when he's accountable, made him into a homosexual that is just serial molesting his father. You've never heard of such things. Accountability. Once somebody turns 12 years old, they're accountable now for their actions in the sight of the Most High.
And
you see what I'm saying?
And what's more, Sidney has written a memoir that chronicles in great detail the ins and outs of this unseemly father-son relationship.
This is the crazy. I've never heard of such crazy madness in my life.
My first time ever. That's
insanity, right? Give me the Moonlight. Give me Moonlight. I want to see what this is about. I just seen a Negro in the 70s, and Diamond in the back, and stuff like that. I thought this was going to be a good film. I'm glad I didn't watch it. I just never got around to seeing it. All praise to the Most High. I didn't want to see that.
I saw it on Netflix.
And just like, you know what other movie? Beasts of No Nation. Who's seen that on Netflix? Over there in Africa. Great, powerful movie. Macho, brother, strong, killing. Then all of a sudden, he molests a little boy. You just got to make a Negro into a child molester when you are molesting all the kids around the world. You are molesting and murdering kids every day, white man. But every nigga you put on the TV, he's a molester and a faggot. when that's what you do. It's insane. Go ahead.
Moonlight. Storyline. MDB. 3 time periods: young adolescence, mid-teen, and young adult. In the life of a Black American, I want to say Chiron, is presented.
Speak up a little bit. All right.
When a child, Chiron lives with his single crack addict mother.
Just great. Just great. Nick Cannon is on a goddamn. Now listen, we just did a video about him coming into the truth. I'm gonna rebuke his ass right now. He's a, well, you know.
He said what?
This Negro gets on Instagram talking about, I don't want to see no more slave movies. Why don't you complain about crackhead mothers and child molester movies?
God.
That's what I want you to complain about.
God.
No more slave. It really ain't even that many slave movies. Right. Keeping 100, what? Roots? 12 Years a Slave? Uncle Tom's, which is old. You know what I mean? It's
more than 10.
Yeah, like you can't think about a whole lot. They just keep redoing Roots. You know what I'm saying? And Underground season 2 getting ready to come out, but not all that many. Now, I don't want to see no more slave movies. Just a couple, right? How many faggot movies are there? Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Barely. How many movies of depicting brothers as faggots? How many movies depicting Black women as crackheads and hoes?
God.
Why don't you complain about that? Go ahead.
Chiron lives with his single crack addict mother, Paula, in a crime-ridden neighborhood in Miami.
That's great. Go ahead.
Chiron is a shy, withdrawn child, largely due to his small size and being neglected by his mother, who is more concerned about getting her fixes and satisfying her carnal needs than taking care of him. Because of these issues, Chiron is bullied, the slurs hurled at him, which he doesn't understand beyond knowing that they are meant to be hurtful.
Why don't you fight? Why didn't they teach a kid how to fight in the movie? And maybe it would have been a better movie. If the next time somebody called your mama a crackhead, you knocked them out, then maybe, you know, your life would have been so hard. Go ahead.
God.
Come on, everybody know somebody call your mama a crackhead, you fight. That's it.
Yeah.
Nigga, we gonna fight. Mostly because why? Because it's true. Your mother is on crack. That's why you got so upset about it. And that's why you're fighting somebody. Go ahead.
Yeah, it kind of doesn't really say anything about that.
About being gay, it just ends up he's a faggot. They're gonna check this video off YouTube. I'm saying faggot so many damn times. Go ahead.
Chiron is given what little guidance he has in the life from a neighborhood drug dealer named Juan, who can see that he is neglected, and Juan's caring girlfriend Teresa.
He's so caring, but he's the one selling my mother crack every day. Go ahead.
Whose home acts as a sanctuary away from the bullies and away from Paula's abuse. With this childhood as a foundation, Chiron may have a predetermined path in life, one that will only be magnified in terms.
And that's it? Nothing about him being gay, huh? Well, I guess he turns out to be gay in the movie. You see that? But see, look, they're going to suck you in and reel you into this movie. You're going to be all into it.
Right.
And then at the end, you find out this boy is a homosexual, is a straight faggot. And that's how Get Out was able to trick the white man. Everybody got tricked by Get Out. Get Out's going to do well, has been doing well in the box office, unlike Birth of a Nation, which was, Birth of a Nation, of course, was a greater movie, but Get Out was damn near as great and did things like me and this brother, Catherine, was talking about. Who's seen Get Out in the room? You seen it?
No, I want to.
Who's seen it? Ain't none of y'all seen it yet? You got to go see Get Out immediately. It just came out last week. So
Get Out's going to be there for a while. It's doing great.
Trust me.
Well, because a lot of the people that work at these theaters were telling people that it was full.
When it wasn't, yeah, it wasn't. That happened.
I experienced that.
For real?
Yeah.
That's where'd you go?
To AMC.
AMC out here?
Rancho Del Rey.
Rancho Del Rey? That's cool. We went to that Chula Vista spot. It was empty. We went up in there. It was empty. We had the smooth seats. But what I was gonna say, you know, the thing about Birth of a Nation was Birth of a Nation, everybody knows that story. Esau knows the story. Esau don't want to go see it because he's guilty, whatever. Get Out, they was able to trick him. You see, when you watch all the previews, it's like, oh my gosh, a thriller. It's not a true story, even though it is a true story. It's not a true story. So people want to go see it, and what is it about? What's this? What's going on? You know what I mean? Everybody wanted to know, so he was able to trick them. You see what I'm saying? And by tricking everybody, you have to stay to the end, and you're going to be into it. You're not going to be able to help but to root for the black guy. Even the white people are going to have to root for the black guy in the movie naturally, So then once the end comes, as much as you don't want to be happy, you have to be happy at the end. You have to be happy that there's no good white people in the damn movie.
Right.
So he accomplished things that Birth of a Nation couldn't because of people already knowing the game of Birth of a Nation. They didn't know the game here, so he was able to pull the wool over their eyes, bang them, tremendous movie. I don't want to see movies like that. You see what I'm saying? But you got something? Salaki, give me Revelation 18. And let's start at 11.
Revelation chapter 18, verse 11.
And we're gonna go to I guess 16. Maybe 18. Go ahead.
And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her.
Read on.
For no man buyeth her merchandise anymore.
No man buyeth her merchandise anymore. America, of course, is the place in the world where anybody can come and get rich. That's why you see all the Chaldeans, not the Chaldeans, all the the Arabs that are living in Iraq, moving out here. All that various stuff is because they get rich out here. Read on.
Verse 12. The merchants of gold and silver and precious stones.
Read on.
And of pearls and
how do you think the Jewish man gets rich? He sells diamonds in America. That he steals from Africa and controls the flow of them so they're worth more than they actually are. Because if you knew how many diamonds there was, diamond would be worth $10. You see what I'm saying, right? Go ahead. You see, a lot of people don't know that. People think that diamonds are a girl's best friend. Why? Because it's a game. They're not really worth nothing.
There's so many other stones
worth far more. I mean, you see the one stone that's thousands of dollars. It was one stone, way more than a dime. Right? Go ahead.
It says, and precious stones and of pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet.
What? Name me some top brands that our people love. Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Coach, Versace. If you go to Italy or Paris, France, where these things, these are $20 bags and coats that you get in the country that they make them. You know what I mean? It's like buying a pair of Levi's. We made it. Gucci was about to be bankrupt. It was about to go bankrupt, and then Lil' Kim and Biggie Smalls came out. Drug dealer. Well, even a little bit before that, crack came out, and niggas was getting the Gucci. What was it? They had the the van. You got the spare tire in the back of the van. Nigga was getting the Gucci cover on that van.
I thought that was fake.
On that tire.
Huh?
Wasn't that fake? Wasn't that fake print?
It could have been.
I think that was fake print. So you know what I'm saying? That's when the whole you can't buy knockoffs.
It came out like, oh, y'all niggas messing with knockoffs.
So now it was I have to make a point to go into the store, get the receipt, and really be stunting like that because I got the authentic stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's when they start putting all of the print on you had the jacket, you had the Gucci bomber jacket, you had the Gucci jacket with the fur on the hood, everything.
Yeah, that's right.
And they like, Gucci don't make that.
Yeah, exactly. You getting them custom made with the custom fabric, but only our people will do that.
Yeah, there's a documentary on it. It's called Fresh Dress.
Yeah. I remember Con. Only our people will do that. The Armenians, how much bootleg stuff the Armenians wear?
Oh, they love it.
They love it, and they got money.
Yeah.
They're riding around in Maseratis and all kind of big bodies, and they live in nice houses, and they're wearing fake Louis Vuitton and Gucci. And you looking at him, oh my God, look at him.
The Mexicans do it out here. You think the Mexicans balling?
Oh, I was about to say, at Las Americas, they all at Las Americas.
With every belt buckle.
Yeah.
You got that Michael Kors belt buckle, man? Yeah, for $12. That's fake. That's not real. Are you kidding me? $12? But if you go to these countries where they actually manufacture it, you get these things for cheap. Sergeant.
Also, too, a lot of those designers, they'll openly express their hatred for Jake.
Yeah, for black people. They don't want niggas wearing their clothes and all that. And we still will go and wear it and buy it because we don't care. We love to be disrespected and degraded. Yeah, like Hilfiger. Everybody knows about Hilfiger, right? Okay.
What even that? I'm telling you.
No, I believe it. Okay.
This is the thing. Like even with Levi's. Even with Levi's, have you seen the Levi print on the jeans?
What like it look like a Coach?
Nah, it's a pair of jeans with two horses on running away from each other.
Oh yeah.
I never paid attention to the Levi patch.
Oh, kind of like tying back to slavery. How
they used to break the buck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about. Oh man, this thing. Hey. Niggas love Levi's. Okay?
Yeah, I remember when. Yeah, I remember when the 501s niggas started really getting on. Oh, nigga like.
Yeah.
I never really been a fan of them. I probably got about 1, 2 pair. But yeah, our people love all the stuff that's disrespectful to us. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It says the merchants of gold and silver and precious pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all fine wood and all manner of vessels of ivory and all manner of vessels of most and of brass and iron and marble and cinnamon and odors and ointments.
Go ahead.
And frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour.
Now wine. Who knows? Who's heard of Hennessy? We've all heard of Hennessy. The owner came straight out and said black people in America would keep their business afloat. Right. They buy all of our stuff. Horrible, right? That cognac. This French white man, he make all his money off of the tribe of Judah, all of it. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Also, too, like those drinks that you got 50 Cent and
effing and Ciroc. You think you go to the bar and you ordering this and you like, yeah, this Puffies, yeah, this 50s. No, it's not. Them niggas are the spokes. Yeah, they just the spokespeople. That's all that is. You think they own a distillery somewhere and they're producing vodka? No, of course not. They just pay these niggas. That's all. I didn't know. I didn't know. People told me Ciroc was out before Diddy was put out. Ciroc was out. I had no idea. I've never heard of it before. And you never heard of it before. Then all of a sudden 50 come out with it. Now you know it. Duce. You see what I'm saying? You think Jay-Z owns Duce? Come on, man. You think Ludacris owned Conjure when they was putting a Conjure out? You see what I'm saying? Of course. There's a rich group of white people who get together and they do it and they say, okay, how are we gonna sell high volumes of alcohol? Oh, we're gonna put a rapper next to it, and then it's gonna sell, and people are gonna know about it because this rapper is there. You said what? Like Nouveau, they had T-Pain going crazy with the Nouveau,
which is probably like $5 a bottle now.
That's crazy. They can't pay you to get a bottle of Nouveau nowadays. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It says and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat.
Read on.
And beasts and sheep.
This is where it's gonna get cold. This is the point I want to make. It's coming up right here. Go ahead.
And horses and chariots and slaves.
And slaves. Read.
And souls of men.
And the souls of men. America has is the souls of men, corrupting people, planting all kind of satanic seeds into their minds to turn droves of people into faggots and freaks. 18, yes sir.
18 to 13, that's the one right there.
The slaves and souls of men. They got your soul.
18 to 13?
Yeah. Now, watch. We're gonna show you. Watch. I'm gonna show you. Revelations. 18 to 13. Now watch this. Souls of men. Watch this. Let's see what this word soul is. This word for soul is psyche. Got your psyche. That's what they have. Your psyche. Your psyche. Psyche right here in
No, I mean soul. Is that the definition for soul? Psyche?
A soul for in the Greek it's psyche. You know, your soul is like. I mean, your psyche or your soul is like, you know, your morality. You see what I'm saying? It says your spirit went into your body and you became a living soul. Your conscience, basically, your consciousness. That's what your soul is. So they're in there. They've got it. And how do they do it? They do predictive and selective programming and, you know, all the various things that they do to us through the TV, through advertisement, you know, MK Ultra, you know, all these various things that they do to us that corrupts us and turns us crazy. You see, it's a wonder why everybody's not affected today. You see what I'm saying? The way, as much as they push it out there,
Right.
You know what I mean? Young Thug wearing a dress and it's cool. It's cool for Israelites to kick it with him, apparently. Right?
Because they're above that, brother. They don't have muscle.
You know, they don't have
rapping the song along with them.
you know, they've got your soul.
And see, that's the thing. One thing, it'd be one thing if you trying to keep your persona up as a DJ or a top DJ. You took a picture, understand? But you own Snapchat or own Instagram,
brand,
singing along the song, like you said, which is the adulterous part of the song. And then you know what I'm saying? It's well, I'm above that, so I could
I could just do that. I could go.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said the world bows to them. It didn't look like it to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's conforming to the world.
Yeah. It wasn't conforming to you. You supposed to go around the world and you supposed to go around your friends and they wicked as hell.
Right.
But when they get around you, they go like, I ain't gonna eat no pork. Nah, I ain't gonna eat no pork right now. You know what I mean? Like that's how your friends are supposed to start acting around you because like, yeah, I know how this thing is. I don't even want to hear it, so I don't eat pork right now. You know what I mean? He gonna eat pork when he leave from you. He gonna get the junior bacon cheeseburger immediately. But when you're around, he don't even think he ain't thinking about pork.
Right.
That's how it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? Y'all have something?
You know, like you said, you get around your neck. Like my neighbor did that. My neighbor, I came around. She's like, oh, I use more chicken broth now. So much pork.
You know, that's cool. Hey, my mom Esau, man. Even she's like, what, we shouldn't eat no dick. You know what I'm saying? Now you thinking, you see what I'm saying? I always tell her, well, what would Jesus do? Would Jesus eat pork? Of course he would. Nobody would disagree with would Jesus eat pork. Of course he would never. So aren't you supposed to do what Jesus did?
I've seen a sick Christian say Jesus eats pork.
Oh, you know what? And I believe it.
It was received with Thanksgiving.
It was received with Thanksgiving. So all things received with Thanksgiving cannot be condemned.
Yeah, the couch is called.
Oh yeah, his brother-in-law is a so-called Haitian from the tribe of Levi. So he's talking about he going to vacation in Guadeloupe, which Guadeloupe is like, it's like a little Haiti. It's just like a little island in the Caribbean that a lot of Haitians live at. You see what I'm saying? Guadeloupe. So remember you the female from Guadeloupe? One used to be a white club. This is years ago, if you recall. Remember, man, the two. It was her and Guadeloupe. Those is Haitians.
Halle Berry.
Yeah, Halle Berry. Yeah.
She used to call me V-Tweez.
Yeah, that's right. And she was dealing with them spirits. She was dealing with them spirits. Levi are out of their mind. But so this brother, his brother-in-law is raving to him because the brother, first thing we get in the car when we coming down, and he's like, man, hey, what is conch? What is conch, right? His brother's raving to him about conch. Conch is disgusting and filthy. It's, y'all know the shells, like the shells that's kind of twisted. They get the meat that's up in there and they fry it. That's what so-called Haitian man do. So he's raving to this brother about how he got to get some damn conch in his damn life.
Right when you get off the plane.
Right. He said right when he get off the plane, his family that's picking him up from the airport is already gonna have it fried for him. So when he get in the car, he don't even got to go to his house. He ain't got to go to a restaurant. It's gonna be in the car. That's how. Are you crazy? Are you out of your damn mind? For this disgusting. The only reason the tribe of Levi eat that is because we ain't got no damn food. So we just trying to catch whatever we can. That's it. That is insane. Why would you want to eat that? So this brother, Sergeant.
Yeah, I told him, I said, biblically, there's foods you can't, I said, there's a biblical dietary, there's laws. Which
get somebody give you Malachi 2:7. Go ahead.
So I told him, I said, yeah, certain foods you can't eat, certain fish and stuff.
See, this brother is from the tribe of Judah. He's telling this Haitian man this. This Levite's supposed to be telling him that. Yeah, this is just insane. Go ahead. I finish that.
So he's like, oh, really? He's like, oh, bro, I didn't, where's it at? Now he wants to know. Like, okay, I can't, certain foods I can't eat, but show me where that's at.
He didn't even know at all. There was foods you couldn't eat.
Well, you know what? After I broke it down to him, then he went and said, well, I thought after, Yahushua came, I thought a lot of that stuff was done away with.
Jesus, brother. Jesus, brother. It does not matter. We eat all things. 2:7. Go ahead.
Book of Malachi, chapter 2, verse 7. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
The priest's lips, this is to the Levite, shall keep. Now he's supposed to be telling him, you can't eat that. Oh yeah, this is conch. You can't eat that. Right? Go ahead.
It says, for the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law in his mouth.
But now he got to go to his brother-in-law, and his brother-in-law breaking the law down to him. You see that? That's the tribe of Levi getting so jacked up right now. For things like that, right? Finish that.
For he is a messenger of the Lord of hosts.
You're supposed to be the messenger of God, and you over here raving about some damn shellfish. Disgusting. Read on.
But ye are departed out of the way. Ye have caused many to stumble at the law.
You see that? Now look, if this brother didn't know no better, he gonna say, oh yeah, man, get some of this conch. He eats the conch. what is he doing? Causing him to stumble at the law. Go ahead.
And look, I didn't, Salak, I didn't know what it was, so I had to look it up. You know what I'm saying? Just to even know what it was, you know? Then that's when I found out.
He would have went and they would have passed it to him like it was nothing.
So I'm gonna put it on the screen. I'm gonna share my screen.
Yeah, so let me check this out. They said they said it's in the same category as the shellfish.
Shellfish.
Yeah, it's that shell. That shell, you know, that shell you go to get some seashells. It's one of them shells.
Look like a snail.
Exactly.
What's that?
It's that conch that he's raving about.
Look.
To eat.
You can look at the meal, they whip it up. It look good just looking at it.
Because they fry it.
Yeah, yeah. You think it's
You think it's like a giblet, maybe. You know what I mean? Like
a snail. Look at it, bro. It's a big ass snail.
That shit is like
see like how man has achieved a certain thing, like we pay arm and leg for one of the things that's in the sea.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. For the crabs and lobster, you gonna pay a premium. Caviar, exactly. It's not like it's rare, like that we should pay.
Oh, we got a blue lobster, we got this and that, like. Okay.
Yeah, there's a million. I could go catch one right now. Look at this damn thing. A lot. This is insane. And the nigga eats that. Haitian eat this all day long. When I went to, it was the #1 item.
How you spell it?
CONCH. It was the literal #1 item at yeah, exactly. That's what it looked like. It looked exactly. When I went to Chef Creole in Little Haiti in Miami, this is the #1 item. They had conch, like they had a couple chicken dishes, and then they had like 4 or 5 different conch dishes at Chef Creole. You see what I'm saying? They didn't grill. You ever heard of Haitian grill? Turn around and run. Okay, that's pure pork. You don't want no grill, and you don't want no conch. You make sure whatever you eat is chicken or vegetarian. Okay, period. Because they try to slip you something in there. You gotta be careful now. Okay. Salakia. So this is insane. You gotta you gotta know who's cooking it. You go to Issachar restaurant, Mexican restaurant, and they might be cooking with lard. You see what I'm saying? Straight pork fat on the grill. So you got to make inquisition as to that. Watch out for the idols in the place as well. You see what I'm saying? Things of that nature. Yeah, the bull just chilling in there. You know what I mean? What's the bull doing? You know what I mean? Who is that? Just chilling, huh? You know, why is this here? That's why you gotta watch it if the Asians own it. Because you know the Asians worship all manner of 4-footed beasts. So a lot of times it'd be the Asian that own the spot. You know what I mean? So they put their god up in there, like the dry cleaners I go to. Usually when you go in there, it's a Mexican woman in there, but they got Buddha. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, this Mexican girl ain't Buddhist. You go, I went in there the other day. The Asian lady's working. I said, okay, she owned the place, or you know, her and her husband owned the place. Issachar just run the place. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know. But that's why I seen Buddha. Where's Buddha come? Mexicans aren't Buddhists. That's an Asian thing, an East Indian thing. You know what I'm saying? So like, that was it on that.
Done.
All right, let's open the floor. If anybody should ask questions, go ahead, shoot.
Questions, people.
Well.
Okay. So I gotta. Okay, so I brought this up before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, with my mother in the old covenant. Okay, I know I brought this up before. Now, no. I say it like this: did Yahweh die for like Hebrews 10? No more sacrifice. What was his specific mission? How can I break down his specific mission? I understand Matthew 5:17, Hebrews 10. That's just clear. That's just as far as I'm pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what was his purpose and mission?
Yes, his specific mission. What we say is just
In essence, shedding the blood for the new covenant, being the new covenant sacrifice. Well, get Acts 5. Get Acts 5.
I said, come on, Baloo. I called him Baloo.
Don't do that.
Yes. Real quick, while we get this,
Where's the floor open? In the chat?
Jacob Gadite. Yes.
And they still pass around the collection.
Yeah, but that's a law. Tithes is in the law. But the collection plate is going to go on.
Stop.
Oh, yeah?
I'm just thinking the law is never gonna be done away with. You know what I'm saying? Common sense shows that the law is always gonna be here. Like I'll be telling people, like even if the Bible wasn't here, you know what I'm saying? 613 laws still would stand.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like just how fire is always gonna be hot if you touch it, it's always gonna burn you. You know what I'm saying? Pork is always gonna fuck you over. You know what I'm saying? Sleeping with another person's
Good point.
fucking wife is always gonna make a vision and so on and so on. It's still gonna stand. You know what I'm saying? So whoever created this world, you know what I'm saying, had to create that Bible because that's what's governing the damn world.
Period. That's it. And anything outside of that is insanity. Period. When we look at America, it's total insanity because the laws of it are not correct. It's got laws, you know, wear a seatbelt and stuff like that.
See, that's another thing I said. I tell people, they say, "Oh, man created that book and so on and so forth." Oh, man created this law. You know what I'm saying? But there's no flaws in the Bible's law. You know what I'm saying? But there's flaws in the law that they created. So if man created this beautiful book called the Bible, then how come there's flaws and they bullshit that flaw?
And now, if man created the Bible, but everything that's ever been followed is created by man, then so what's the big problem then? I mean, so what? Everybody follows man to one degree or another. I don't know why people be acting like they not. You following man somewhere, you know. If you stop at a red light, you follow man. Man told you to stop at a red light. Man invented the damn stoplight, right?
That's deep, right?
So what's the problem with following man? What's the big deal? You know, don't eat pork. Man told you not to eat pork. It's bad for you. If you don't stop at that red light, you get smacked. It's going to be bad for you. It's simple logic. Niggas is just retarded. You got something?
I did have a question about some of you about this lady who's been on Facebook I was talking to that's always been out fear as far as the word goes. And she was talking lately about this 1,000 years of peace.
What she talking about is 1,000. She said, what is she saying?
About the
millennial reign, and then after 1,000 years of peace, Satan is going to be loosed.
Basically, how she put it was, you know, I guess after the 400 years of slavery is up, repression is up, you know, the angels are going to come and put us all to sleep, and you know, I guess for the 1,000 years, and I guess Yahushua is supposed to come back and cause all this destruction and clean out Israel and wake us back up, and bring us back, and continue back from where we were before.
Did you ask her smokes crack?
that should have been the question, because that sounds. You know what? We'll go into all that right now. First, give me 2 Timothy 1:7, right? Because you have certain people that do what's called fear mongering, right? Where they try to just make everybody afraid. Like you said, she's always pushing fear with the word. And that's off, right? So
Which
go
she
ahead.
probably learned from the church that, you know, when you're under a 501c3, you have to teach things like the millennial reign of Christ, and Satan's going to be loosed again. They have a doctrine that you have to actually push.
Yes. All right.
Oh yeah, it's funny. He said, y'all are 501c3. Hell no.
Yeah, 'cause I asked my pastor that via text. He never answered it, so I asked another churchman that. He said, "Oh yeah, that's just a tag or something like me." I was like, but then I had read a whole article like about the whole text, and I was just like, for some reason that hit my spirit. Like, okay, like I feel like this is valid, and what they're telling me is bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? 'Cause I'm starting to kind of pick up on the spirit trying to talk to me. Like, tell me some shit. Like, so I'm like. Nah, you're not a little better than that.
Nah, just, you know.
I'm like, the pastor didn't ask the question. He always answers my questions.
Let me ask you, your pastor, did he speak about Donald Trump at all?
Like in what regard? Like,
at all? Did he talk about him at all? What did he say about Donald Trump?
I mean, we talked definitely like about the election and just kind of like, you know, just being a character, you know, his character, stuff like that.
Did he ever endorse him?
I personally haven't seen him.
Did he ever publicly in the service speak against him?
In service, no, but in Bible study, yes.
See, the thing is, Bible study is a little bit more intimate, so he could try to slide it in there. It's literally, if you speak against publicly a political candidate, you'll lose your 501c3. You'll lose in church. You see what I'm saying? They have to do it outside of church. Just, oh, this is just me speaking as my opinion. But in church, if he was to speak against him on some don't vote for him, vote for such and such or whatever, you'll lose your 501c3 if they got one of it.
Yeah, I don't think he did it on this because usually it's recorded now, like the services. So I think one thing I did get from him was they were just like basically like just, you know, praying in your heart to allow God to like allow you to make the right decision as far as like picking a candidate. And I'm thinking,
you got to be. See, he played it very neutral.
Yeah. So I was thinking like, okay, well, I thought, isn't it still sinful anyway as far as us voting for a person to be running for president of a country that we didn't do that.
We sure did.
So for us to even be voting when people are always pressuring us as young folks to go, get out and vote, get out and vote, like it actually fucking matters when we know it doesn't.
Oh yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like we know the electoral college pretty much
runs everything. So exactly.
I'm like, damn, y'all, but you can't tell them that though. It's like every time you try to come with the correctness, they'll try to dumb you back down. Like, no, but see, this is this.
Like you said, it really they want to insult your intelligence and just want you to believe some clear BS. This clearly don't make sense, but you just want me to accept it. How do you even care about it? How can you say you even care about me if you just want me to knowingly accept something that don't make no sense? It's crazy. You see what I'm saying? And this is, well, that's all through the Spirit. What we got? Give me that in 2 Timothy, and then we're gonna get what the millennial reign. I need that in Revelations. Go ahead.
1:7, you said?
1 and 7 in 2 Timothy. Come.
2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7.
Read.
It says, "For God hath not given us the spirit of
He have
fear."
not given us the spirit of fear. So you can't push fear, right? He have not given us the spirit of fear. Read on.
But of power.
But of power. We have power. That's how we move around. We operate with power. All right. Read on.
And of love and of a sound mind.
And love and of a sound mind. That's that sound mind. If you have a sound mind, you're not walking around terrified. You know, we of course teach that the RFID chip is the mark of the beast. You have guys that'll tell us, oh, y'all are scared of a microchip. I'm not scared of a microchip. I'm just not going to put it in me, number one, because it's against the laws of God to put it in me, right? And you let them distract me wherever I'm at and control me. I'm not an idiot. I'm not afraid. Are you kidding? That's like saying, don't cross the, I don't jaywalk, or because I'm afraid of cars. I'm not afraid of cars. You see what I'm saying? But I know that it wouldn't be smart for me to put myself in front of one, going however the hell fast it is. Not because I'm just afraid of an automobile by itself. People are crazy, man. That's it on that?
Yeah.
Let's get there to Revelations. Where are the 1,000 years is at?
26.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me see. Let me take a look. I know it's so late. Let's start at 1. We start at 1. We just gonna go through. We'll just do the whole chapter.
We can.
Let's just do all of 20.
21.
20 and 1. We're gonna start at 1. Powerful. Revelation. We gotta go back into Revelations more. Right, go ahead.
God. Book of Revelations.
Actually, let's have Cap read it because he's closer to the
Come on.
device.
Hold your questions. After this, we'll deal with more questions. Go
I
ahead.
guess we'll have to if there's questions out there.
Okay, yeah, we can read 2.
We can just get all the 1,000-year periods.
Read to about 11.
I mean, that's the whole chapter. Fuck, we read the whole chapter.
You're right. It's only go to 15. Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 20, verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven,
Read on.
having the key of the bottomless pit.
Of the bottomless pit. What's the bottomless pit? Hell. That's what they told you in church, ain't it? Hell, United States. What? What? Now the question is this: is there a place called hell? Or what do you say? There's a lake. It says hell shall be put into a lake of fire. Right. So there ain't no place called hell. Hell is just mean the grave, literally, when you look it up in the Hebrew. So that's just a place of death. You see, where you go when you die, you go on the ground. That's hell, not like this place. So the bottomless pit is not hell per se. The bottomless pit is a geographical location, right? The geographical location of bottomless pit is Europe.
Where that big old hole is, where the fire is like burning, like they did something over there where it's like.
I think I know what you're talking about. I wouldn't necessarily say that's the bottomless pit, but just Europe as a whole. Okay. And the reason why it's a bottomless pit is because it's depleted. It doesn't have resources. Everything that they have in Europe is they have to import it, and then they got to import metals from Africa and South America and make cars and export it. That's all they can do. They don't have any other exports coming out of Europe. It don't have no minerals, no vast amount of food, metals, anything.
I remember seeing that in the video.
Exactly. Boom. Right. The in Denny's, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. The bottomless pit. Right. Go ahead.
Real quick. Just 2 scriptures to prove that there will be no 1,000-year reign, and then it's going to be an uninterrupted period.
Yeah, people say that there's going to be a 1,000-year reign, and then Satan is going to come back out, and there's going to be another war, and then you know what I mean. All of that. That's what these are all things that are separate things. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Right, so this is 2 precepts just to prove that when the saints take the kingdom, it's going to be an everlasting reign. When Yahushua comes down, as soon as that left butt cheek gets off the throne, it's going to be a forever reign, an uninterrupted reign.
That's right.
Daniel 7:18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom.
Shall what?
Shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
That's how you know it's really forever. Some can say forever, and it only be for a time. But when it says forever, even forever and ever, you know that's infinity and beyond, like Buzz Lightyear said.
Right.
So ain't gonna be no Satan that's gonna come back out and be loose. No, when the saints get the kingdom, it's perpetual. Gonna have the kingdom under Hamashiach, the world called Christ. Go ahead.
Revelation 11:15. And the 7th angel sounded. So basically, right when the 7th angel sounds, the final angel, then that's when all is going to be fulfilled as far as what's written. It says, and there were great voices in heaven saying, the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his Christ, and he shall reign forever and ever.
You see that? Forever. Ain't no you coming out at 1,000 years and then Satan's coming back up. So let's go back to Revelations 20. Start back at the top.
Revelations 20:1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven.
Read on.
Having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years.
Bound him 1,000 years. Who knows what that's talking about? This is a deep part of the prophecy. 1,000 years he was bound, Satan. How was Satan bound 1,000 years? It says the old serpent that is the devil and Satan.
And say, yeah, the deceiver, the people led by the spiritual demon Satan. That's why it's giving you 3 categories of this.
The people, the devil. Who is the devil? Esau is the devil. He's the deceiver. He's powered by Satan, the spiritual entity, the dark, the evil spiritual entity, right? So it says the devil and the old dragon, the old serpent, who is the devil and Satan. So he's telling you right now it's the white man who's controlled by Satan. Is bound 1,000 years. How is he bound 1,000 years? It's the dark ages in Europe when black people were in Europe. Are you familiar with that information? How black people were in Europe? That's how Satan was bound. We're in Europe, but we have put the white man down in Europe, and now we run Europe. You see what I'm saying? You go to all the black faces everywhere. You see what I'm saying? The white man is in serfdom, is in servitude, or is hiding in caves at this time. Why?
So original Catholic Church was black.
Of course, every single Catholic was black initially, up until from Constantine, which Constantine is in the Bible too.
Constantine was black.
Of course, and he's in the Bible. All right. The Byzantine Empire is in actual prophecy, but what I was gonna say, okay, so yeah, so they're bound there, and we're over them in this bottomless pit now. Read.
It says, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up.
That's right. He's shut up. He's in Europe, shut up. He's in caves, or he's just under us, underneath us, serving us, all that. Power. He's totally out of power. White man can't do anything up until Alexander Borgia or Rodrigo Borgia, Pope Alexander VI of Rome, the father of Caesar Borgia. He's the first white man to get power in Europe again. From 1,000 till 1,000 years before that, the white man was no damn body in Europe, right? So go ahead.
And set a seal upon him that he should deceive the nations no more.
He shall deceive the nations no more. Were the nations being deceived at this time? Yeah, but the white man wasn't deceiving nobody. We invented Catholicism. We were deceiving everybody, right? Go ahead. Because we were going off at this point in time too, but that was a part of prophecy, that it would go back to the old silence. You see what I'm saying? That men would sleep and there would be no truth in the earth for a period of time. So this is that period of time. But we're ruling. We're nobility. We're knights. We're kings. We're all the greatness in Africa and Europe. That's us at this time. And our brothers were over here in the Americas just having greatness. You see what I'm saying? But not righteous greatness. That was the problem. Go ahead.
Till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled.
Until the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. When 1,000 years was fulfilled, a man by the name of Alexander VI, Pope of Rome, arose and painted his son to be Christ. And the white man began to conquer the world again. Go ahead.
It says, and after that, he must be loosed a little season.
And this is the little season he's loosed. 1492 it start. That was 500 years. It ain't been 1,000 years. This is that season he's loosed. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them.
Meaning the white man is ruling things. Go ahead.
And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua.
They're killing us, right? Read on.
And for the word of the Most High, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image.
Read on.
Neither had received his mark upon their
Nobody
forehead.
who didn't conform to white supremacy, and nobody who didn't take that mark. Some of us is going to die doing it. You see what I'm saying? That's what it say. Go ahead.
Or in their hands. They lived and reigned with Christ 1,000 years.
So then this other, after the little season, we're in the little season now. When who the world calls Christ, Yahushua come back, that's when the 1,000-year reign will happen. You see what I'm saying? So people act like it's going to be the 1,000 reign of Christ, which is reading this backwards. You're reading it backwards if you say that. It says first Satan is bound, then he's loose for a little season, then the Christ reign happens. They think if Christ's reign is going to happen, then Satan is going to be loose. You would literally have to read this backwards in order to even believe that, right? So go ahead.
We will keep going to you said 11.
Yeah, go to read the whole thing.
Verse 5. But the rest of the dead live not again until the 1,000 years were finished.
What does that mean? The rest of the dead live not again? No, that's a good guess.
Well, because when we get back into the kingdom, we're going to be immediately having sex and a lot of sex. So once we have them babies, those are going to be the 2/3 of our nation who perish coming back. They're not going to have to wait 1,000 years to come back to the earth. All right.
But when you're subject to somebody, like us now. We're dead as a people. We're not alive as a people. Are you alive yet? But as a people, we're dead. We're subjugated. You see what I'm saying? We're at the bottom. So when it's talking about the dead shall live again, this is just talking about how we're going to subjugate all the nations for 1,000 years. Then after that 1,000 years, the nations are going to be able to live again. They're going to be able to get their land and have their own rulership and their own kingdom. Yeah. Only difference is they're going to have to worship our God. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, we're going to enslave them for 1,000 years. After 1,000 years, they're going back to their home. And they'll be able to build up their kingdoms and empires. You see what I'm saying? But they're going to be under us still. You see? You said what? Heathen. All heathens except the white man. Except Esau, the white man, who will be exterminated. He doesn't get to participate in this.
Yeah, let me get the precept for that. Daniel 7 and 12. This is a precept to Revelation 20 and 5. It says, as concerning the rest of the beasts, the rest of the nations, they had their dominion taken away, like the brother said, we're going to take away their dominion. Yet their lives were prolonged for a season in time. So after that 1,000-year period, they're going to get let back to their land, except for Esau. He's going to pay his debts, Esau, then he's going to get exterminated. According to Obadiah 1 and 18.
There shall be none remaining in the house. It don't say that about no other people. He didn't say he's going to get rid of no other people but Esau. And he's going to curse Canaan as well. Up in the kingdom, Canaan is going to be cursed there. But he's still going to exist. All the other nations, they're going to be able to go back to their home. East India is going to be able to go back to India. But he's not going to be a damn Hindu in India. He's going to worship our God. We find out he's doing Hindu, we going over there, we killing somebody. You see what I'm saying? Everybody will worship Yahweh. Yahweh Shai is going to be there reigning on the earth. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
That's it on that.
Back to Revelation 20.
Come. It says this is the first resurrection.
Uh-huh.
Blessed and holy is he.
Well, let's
break that down.
The first resurrection for brothers, resurrections mean rising. That is the deliverance of the 1/3. Also known as, we did a video, the first resurrection is the second Exodus.
Yeah, the first resurrection.
So the second Exodus is the deliverance out of the modern day Egypt, which is the first resurrection. The second resurrection, there's a reason why it says first resurrection. The second resurrection is the 2/3 of our people who perish coming back in the kingdom and rising up. That's the second resurrection.
That's right.
So you want to be a part of that first resurrection. If not, then you have to taste the second death, which is the fire and the missiles.
That's right. What's the first death?
What's the first
death? You know what the first death is.
If the second death is the fire and the missiles, what's the first death?
You know it.
Come on, you're right there. Shoot.
Like the brother said, the second death is the fire and the missiles. What was the first death?
The first death already happened already.
You said what?
Long time ago.
Not plagues. Happened a long time ago, that first death.
I know you know. When I tell you, you're like, oh.
It's something you can see that talks about the first.
Pretty much
all of us see.
The whole world is going to be killed by fire on the second death.
That's the second death. Right.
So what happened on the first death? Come on.
Just slavery and stuff.
What was the whole world killed by before?
Water. That's the first death, when he killed the world by flood, by water. That's the first death. Now he's doing it with fire this time. Remember, he made the rainbow. He said, I ain't going to do this with water. So it's fire this time.
I always thought in my mind, I was seen that movie, I was like, okay, well, he said he would never kill us with water, but what if he never said fire?
Yeah, exactly.
That always stuck.
Yeah, because he's going to kill this world by fire this time. You see what I'm saying?
It says a reserve for fire.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So that's what the first death was. The fire is the second death. You see what I'm saying?
I was just thinking like the first death, you know what I'm saying, is you bind here, and the second death is like spiritual death.
Okay, yeah.
You know
he's literally just deaf in the world. Yeah, exactly. Right.
And I was talking to that lady, and she was telling me she had a dream, which was crazy because I had this dream when I was a kid, though, but it wasn't as like extreme as her dream. She said that she saw, like, she was just still like doing something, and all of a sudden she like looked up and seen like missiles just dropping, like, and I'm like, okay. I mean, I'm not gonna say that you didn't dream that, but I mean, it's possible. I mean,
yeah, it's possible. And I mean, that's how it's gonna go down out here. I've had dreams like that.
What's going on with the military and everything, you know.
Russia,
you know, that Satan 2, obviously.
Satan 2, a lot of people don't know about that. Satan 2 is that they made that for a purpose to kill Terrell.
To wipe out entire nation.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what it's for.
We are probably that nation.
You're right. That's right. That's right. Go ahead.
Matthew 16 and 28. Is that basically saying that some people are going to see the day, like where it says?
What's that? Some men shall not die until they see the day.
Yes.
Break that down.
Read it.
The same as Mark 9:1.
Well, there's two different ones. One's the second death,
Okay.
and one's
Okay.
Matthew 16:28. Verily I say unto you, there be some standing here which shall not taste of death till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom.
Right. So basically, none of the disciples were going to die until they seen the power, the great power and works from Christ.
Their death and resurrection.
Because the kingdom represents power. That's why it says the kingdom of God is where? Within you.
So I'm still a little bit confused about that first death though. So and for the second Exodus, that's the fire. But so when we die, how does is that tie into the first death with the water?
No. That the first death and second death have to do with of the earth. You see what I'm saying? That's what it's got to do with. Our personal deaths, that's just you dying. You see what I'm saying? As your spirit go up, and that's what happens.
If you're dead and you're righteous during the time of the second death, then you raise.
Yeah, you'll raise back up.
The Lord will make your body again
out of the grave.
Out of this grave, put that spirit back in it. You the first one to get up on them chariots.
Yeah, the dead in Christ shall rise first.
Yeah, the dead in Christ shall rise first. Well,
what you just broke down to me.
Yeah, if you're dead during the time Christ comes back and you're righteous, you were a righteous man, but you're in the spirit world at that time, then your body gets raised first, spirit gets put back in your body, and then you're the first to be saved before the elect that's on the earth, as that is written in the Bible. There's plenty of precepts on that. But go ahead, let's finish this out.
Go ahead.
It says, blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. On such the second death hath no power, but they shall be priests of the Most High and of Christ, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison.
So now, here's what we have to understand. This is 7. Verse 7. I'm gonna make sure everybody, I got my finger on it. Verse 7, the context has changed. It's bold. Check it in any Bible. The context has changed now. It's going back to elaborating on Satan being loosed. It already told you before it said anything about a millennial reign with Christ about Satan being loosed. So now it's elaborating back on him being loosed. Go ahead.
And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison.
The white man shall come out of the bottomless pit and up from under us, which is prophecy going back to when he said that Esau shall break the yoke, or break Jacob's yoke off of him. Go ahead.
And shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth.
How did he start that? With Caesar Borgia, right? He was able to do it. Now everybody worships a white Jesus in every country you go to. Go ahead.
Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle.
And then, of course, the Russians and their allies going to war with these people.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
And that's literally dealing with the spiritual demon Satan after Babylon hopping on the Russians to try to go against Christ and the elect.
That's right. Go ahead.
It says, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. And they went up to, and they went up on the breadth of the earth and compassed the camp of the saints about. And the beloved city.
You're reading about the Valley of Jehoshaphat. Who's Armageddon, the Valley of Jehoshaphat. That's what this is now.
Right, after the wilderness.
America's going to be destroyed now. Gog and Magog are leading the world to come and fight with the world called Christ Yahweh and the saints, the elect. Go ahead.
And the fire came down from the Most High out of heaven.
So
and devoured.
And that's why it says that Christ is going to utter his voice. It just means that fire is going to come down from these chariots that he's in. And it's going to devour all the armies of the world. Go ahead. Like with Elijah, exactly. Go ahead.
Verse 10, and the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone.
And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone. Meaning the leader of Russia is going to be cast into the fire and brimstone. No. He's going to be cast in there. So the nuclear missiles are going to destroy this place. Then he's going to be taken and cast. Because, of course, he's not going to be a frontline soldier fighting this fight. You see what I'm saying? He's going to be somewhere else. It's not like the old days when the leader of your nation literally led the battle into the fight. The leader of your nation wears a suit, sits in an office, and makes phone calls and tells you what to do. So he's going to be got by the angels and brought to America and thrown into the lake of fire that he even created. Now, that could be Vladimir Putin, but we don't know when this is going to happen. So we can't say, oh, it's going to be Vladimir Putin. You see what I'm saying? We don't know who the leader of Russia is going to be at this time. But whoever he is, he's going to be cast into the lake of fire.
The precept that would let them be taken by their own devices.
By their own devices. He created the Satan II missile and is going to blow America up with it. Then as it's kindling a fire, he's going to be thrown into the fire that he kindled. Most High God is righteous power. Right. So go ahead.
It says, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day
where
and
the
night
beast and the false,
because
the beast is dealing with the NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, is there. The UN is there. You see what I'm saying? All that. And the false prophet is going to be taken there, meaning the Catholic leadership is going to be taken there as well. You see what I'm saying? The Pope is going to be taken there as well. Because the false prophet symbolizes Vatican City. You see what I'm saying? The Catholic institution, which
of God or something like that, right?
Yeah, well, that's basically what the Pope is, God on earth. You see what I'm saying? So they all going to be put into the lake of fire because, of course, where they are at is not the lake of Russia is not going to be turned into a lake of fire. Italy, where Vatican is not going to be turned into the lake of fire. So they're going to literally be taken by the angels and brought to the lake of fire. You see what I'm saying? Here. Go ahead. What you mean?
The United States of America.
Is a foreign country to us?
Yeah.
It is a foreign country to us, of course. We were just basically brought here to be slaves. You see what I'm saying? It's a prison camp for it. Oh, go ahead. Okay.
It says, and I saw a great white throne. Oh, shit, I said a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them.
Right. What does it mean when it says there found no place for them? Meaning that these kingdoms ain't gonna rule no more. Ain't gonna be no place on earth for no kingdoms to be ruled
outside of Yahushua.
Yahushua and Israel.
That's right. Ain't no room. This town ain't big enough for the both of us. Not to rule. Only one of us can rule. Right? Go ahead.
And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before the Most High.
So wait, the dead is standing, but I thought they're dead. Go ahead.
And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God. And the books were open, and another book was open, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books,
right,
according to their works.
Well, they're getting the judgment is that we're going to rule. You see what I'm saying? That's the judgment. And the book of life, who's in the book of life? The elect are in the book of life. So the elect are getting told that they're going to rule all of these other nations.
Yeah, and the dead meaning the other nations in their slavery, because when you're dead, you're nothing, a nobody, a slave. So they're getting their judgment and their assignments, which is going to be building a whole glorious kingdom.
For 1,000 years. That's how glorious it's going to be, 1,000 years of building. And I can't wait. That's right. That's right. Go ahead.
And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them, and they were judged every man according to their works. It says, and death and hell were cast into the lake of fire.
It's the grave now. People are getting sentenced there. Go ahead.
This is the second death.
And
whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire.
Boom, right there, right. So what's up? What other questions we got? I'm sure.
Reiterate your questions, please.
You said what?
People want to know what happened.
Is Nat Turner gonna be raised up? Well, we don't know. I don't know if he was. I believe so, but I can't say for certain. I can't say what holy and mighty prophet he might have been. I would imagine so. Well, yeah, they just gonna be enslaved, and they're gonna learn. We're gonna teach them. You see what I'm saying? Then people are talking about teaching the nations. We got to teach ourselves right now. We don't know. After we are in rulership, then we will begin to teach the nation, and everybody will know and understand. After that mighty act, that's how they're gonna know him, like we was going into earlier. When he takes over the whole world under us, everybody's gonna realize who the only God is, and they're not really even gonna have a problem worshiping him. A lot of them, They're going to get the same way the white man was able to go into these countries and make them worship him. It's going to be just as easy for us to do, especially if we're going to do more miracles than them.
That's crazy. Especially when you say, like, for those people who don't have the ear, who don't know the Most High, like, at that point it doesn't matter, because he made it so to where everybody should know who he is, and that for those who don't know, I guess they'll be judged, I guess, according to their works or something like that. Yeah,
see, now there's a scripture that speaks about how there's going to be, like the brother mentioned, the wilderness before the valley of Jehoshaphat, and after the destruction of America. There's an in-between time. During that in-between time, this is when certain people are going to be gathered into the wilderness. It says that they're going to be the Israelites who have not heard of the fame of the Lord. So certain of the Israelites who may live in these other countries, who haven't had as much accessibility to the truth as, say, a brother in America, will have an opportunity to hear the truth, will have an opportunity to accept the truth. And if they don't, they're going to be brought over here to the lake of fire, or just slayed on sight. You see what I'm saying? That's what's going to happen, because what was I going to say? If they haven't heard, we gonna get the opportunity. That's the point I was gonna make. But because you would think that, of course, after seeing all this, that everybody would just get down. But if you read about when we came out of Egypt, in the wilderness of Egypt, you see how much bucking up our people did then and not accepting then, even though they seen Pharaoh die, they seen the earth open up, they seen manna fall from heaven. We seen all of that stuff, but not some of our people still didn't accept it, still didn't believe, and still didn't want to follow the Most High. So even then, some of these people we're going to gather up, they're not going to be with it. You know what I mean? And they're going to have to get judged there. But those that remain, they're going to come into the kingdom with those who are chosen up out of America. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else, if you're not in a place where destruction happens, you ain't going to die 9 times out of 10. You see what I'm saying? But you will be gathered up and enslaved. A lot of people will be enslaved. You know, so that's kind of the difference. That's kind of like what some people don't understand is they think that when the lake of fire happens, like everybody's going to be in it. Everybody go. That's why certain people are being cast into it. They weren't where it was at. You see what I'm saying? So if you're not one of the people worthy of being cast into it, you're not a part of the armies of the world that's going to be burnt up. You're just going to be carted off into slavery. You see what I'm saying? We're just going to come get you and cart you off into slavery. Right? What do we got? Is something going
on? Somebody asked us Deuteronomy 21:15-17. Does it apply to Ishmael? How you don't, if you have 2 wives, one beloved, one hated, that you don't deprive from the firstborn?
It should apply with everybody.
Wait, does it apply to Ishmael?
Ishmael, I'm talking about with Isaac. So I would think that he's talking about.
Well, that's a different situation, because that's not a wife. That was a slave to his wife that his wife gave to him. So that's a different different type of ball game.
Right. Yeah. Concubines get no inheritance.
Yeah. That's the whole thing. You know. So not you can't play that in that instance with Hagar. Can't do that.
A sex slave.
Yeah. Concubine, a sex slave, a mistress. But there's also another word, like a paramour. That's what it is, a paramour.
A bedroom.
Which is just a fancy word for hoe. What else we got?
Somebody got blocked. Everybody out there watching, clap it up for the nigga that just got blocked. It says, but Revelation 21:1, they said, can you explain that? There won't be a sea.
Give me that.
It's too high for
No, don't do it. That's all new heaven and new earth. First, well, number 1, let's go to Revelation 17:15.
God.
To see what the sea is.
Revelation
17:15. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Who got it? Who got it? Go ahead.
Go to Revelation 21.
17 and 15.
I got it.
Book of Revelation, chapter 17, verse 15.
Read.
And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues.
That's the sea. It ain't a literal sea. That's why it say, and the sea gave up the dead. Right. All that. It's basically just saying how all the people have been conquered at this point. That's what Revelation 21. The kingdom of heaven is coming down. The world is conquered. That's why it says there's a city coming out of heaven. It's not a city. It's not coming out of heaven. It's 144,000 is coming out of heaven. You see what I'm saying? And then the city is going to be built by the slaves that we gather. You see what I'm saying? So that's all that's talking about. Go ahead.
Yeah, the new heaven and the new earth is just the new rulership. A new rulership on the planet, spearheaded by who the world ignorantly calls Christ.
Yeah, that's why, like, when a white man was conquesting America and building up America, he called it the New Atlantis. Is America a new place? No, it's always existed. But the kingdom that they were building there was new. You see what I'm saying? It was a new thing that they were doing. So it doesn't literally mean new. That's not what it has to do with.
God.
Go ahead, take the helm.
Which one?
Just go into whatever.
Some brothers, you want to
go ahead.
Some brothers, they keep saying the question about having sex on the Shabbat. I want to know. Some dude said his girl be tripping.
Isaiah. I was gonna have a question about that too.
You know what I want? Isaiah. No sex on the Shabbat, no sex in the champagne room. Takes work, right? Hey, your woman is gonna be the biggest demon on the Sabbath. Trust me. She gonna them hormone. What is it? Them hormone. That estrogen, man. Them, yeah. That scent that she's giving off. Remember in Boys in the Hood? It was a scent. I smelled the sex in the air. There's sex in the air, you know. But your woman gonna be giving off them vibrations that make you aroused and attracted, especially on the Sabbath, to cause you to go off. You're gonna be tested. You got it? Thou shalt not do my pleasure on the Sabbath.
Isaiah 58:13.
Isaiah 58:13. Go ahead.
If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure.
Right. So you can't do your pleasure on the Sabbath. Sex is a pleasure. Everybody knows this.
It's the greatest pleasure, brother.
The greatest pleasure. Go ahead.
From doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight.
Yeah, the Sabbath is not a delight. You're not supposed to be partying, having all this pleasure, kicking it, bicking it. Go ahead.
The holy of the Lord, honorable, and shall honor him, not doing thine own ways, nor finding thine own pleasure, nor speaking thine own words. Clear. Must be clear.
This brother's messaging me with a question. Will your woman be your wife? The woman that you're with right now, will she be your wife in the next kingdom? If you're a righteous man and your woman is not just totally out there just being super duper wicked, then you and your household is going to be saved. If your kids are under the age of accountability and you're the righteous man, then more than likely you and your household will be saved, and your woman will be your woman in the kingdom. Go ahead. Or is that it on that? What else? What other questions we have?
What do you got? What do you got?
The thoughts on the Flee America doctrine?
For cowards.
Cowards.
Flee America doctrine.
Get that to Egypt. Hey, you know what I want.
Well, some say the Lord commanded us to flee Babylon, and I mean you could use that for ancient Babylon, but the scriptures are clear that the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom will be over here.
Yahweh Shai didn't come and get us out of ancient Babylon.
Right.
Ancient Babylon was conquered by the Medo-Persians, so that's a whole different ballgame. What we dealing with now.
Can you not cook on the Sabbath either?
Yeah, you ain't supposed to cook. Oh, now I'm trying to blank. Cook, have sex. Not really. Yeah, you're not supposed to. You're not really supposed to go anywhere. You know what I mean? You're supposed to really just stay at the crib. You know what I mean? If you you got the 12-week course, right? I sent it to you. Yeah. It's there's a section where we cover like all the aspects of the Sabbath do's and don'ts. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to read this pretty quickly.
Okay.
Jeremiah 42 and 13. But if you say, we will not dwell in this land, neither obey the voice of the Lord Yahweh, saying no, but we will go into the land of Egypt. So if you're trying to escape, right? It says, where we shall see no war, nor hear the sound of the trumpet, nor have hunger for bread, and there will we dwell. So you're trying to escape a land because you know there's going to be famine, war, pestilence, all hell's going to break loose. The scriptures say, and now therefore hear the word of the Lord, ye remnant of Judah, thus saith the Lord of hosts of Israel, if ye wholly set your faces to enter Egypt and to go sojourn there, then it shall come to pass. Which
the main Israelite camp that teaches the flee doctrine literally had people moving to Egypt. Everybody knows GOCC people move to Egypt following these guys. Go ahead.
Excuse me. It says, if you wholly set your faces to enter into Egypt and to go sojourn there, then it shall come to pass that the sword which ye feared shall overtake you there in the land of Egypt. And the famine where you were afraid shall follow close after you there in Egypt, and you shall die. So if the Lord got it out for you and your sins to be judged, there ain't nowhere you can go and hide or flee to. The strong prophets and the strong deacon is going to be here in Babylon.
I got to see this white man die
until it's over. Man.
I got to see it with my eyes.
Well, that's a.
I got to feel it in my bones. Yeah, well, get it in the apocrypha.
Well, we know Revelation is about modern day Babylon, mystery Babylon, America.
Boy, nuts, Mecca, brother.
You know, so we know that the Bible says.
What are Mecca shoes? Anybody got the Mecca shoes? Now, the brother. We watched a brother do a commentary on a debate with Nasi, and he said, Mecca's Babylon. Who's wearing the Mecca shoes, Mecca clothes, Mecca music? Nobody, man. America is the country everybody want to be. Don't take a genius to figure that out.
Right. But if you read Revelation 11, it talks about our dead bodies, us being spiritually dead in this great city, Babylon, and then rising to our feet and doing great works as we're doing today. So the prophets will be found in America. There will be, some of them will be beheaded here in Babylon. Some of them will be delivered here in Babylon. Either way, the bulk of Israel, northern kingdom and southern kingdom, will be found in Babylon upon Christ's return. Any other questions? If not, then
we can wrap up. Drawing close to midnight.
Real quick.
I know brothers on the East Coast watching this. I think it's 3 in the morning.
No.
Go ahead, y'all. You got me up till 3 in the morning. Go ahead.
Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 7. So then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto the Most High who gave it. That's for the sister that said, what happens to you after you die? Where the spirit's held.
The spirits go up, your flesh go down. And go back into that because you're made up of the earth, you know, so you go back into the earth, right? Go ahead. You got that? You brought that out of Sirach?
No.
What else we got? Shot clock running down. Go ahead, bring it out.
Book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 25, verse 7.
Read.
There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy.
9 things. Read on.
And the 10th I will utter with my tongue.
Go ahead.
A man that have joy of his children.
Joy of your children. Read on.
And he that liveth to see the fall of his enemies.
Those are the most precious and valuable things you can have right there. You see what I'm saying? So we want to see our enemy fall. Your kids and your enemy falling. The white man falling, I dream about it. I think about it every day. I can't wait for it. Okay, I know that's going to be great. And I know my kid is great. You see what I'm saying? So, hey, then the scripture's got to be true. You're right. You You got anything else, Cap? All right, we close up. With that, we give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Shem, Yahweh Shai, and say shalom.